For the British, drinking tea has long been a unique cultural feature in many parts of the world. It is the most popular drink because it's not only delicious but also a luxury social habit. Today, we have some employees of Rose Tea Shop to help us know more about this interesting habit. Sitting with us here is Maureen Parker, one of the employees of this cafe, and she will introduce how to make a perfect cup of tea. Miss Parker, can you tell us how do you make a cup of tea to serve the customers?
Okay, it's my pleasure. Let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Maureen, and I am an employee at the tea shop. I have been working here for 2 years. My experience is mostly in making tea and shortened tea. Now I will talk about the how to making tea in Britain way. Firstly, we often are freshly boiled water with usually taken from electric kettle. After that, we put the suitable amount of tea into the teapot, and your tea should steep for around 2 or 5 minutes, depending on personal preference. Also, then we have a delicious cup of tea. Customer can add some fresh milk into their tea if they want to.
How about the temperature? Do you think it is important?
Okay, thank you for your question. About the perfect temperature for making tea, with my experience, I think each tea has a different ideal to boiling water temperature, and applying this incorrectly can either over extract or extract for to feel polyphenols, thereby altering the flavor of your tea. For example, the kind of tea we are drinking is green tea. The water is boiled at a boiling point of 85 degrees. It keeps the taste of tea and isn't too bitter to drink.
This is Jenny, and she will introduce the time of British to have tea. Miss Jenny, do the British really get together at afternoon at 4 to sit and drink several cups of tea?
Thank you for your question. I'm sorry to disappoint, but it's simply not true. They drink over 150 million cups of tea a day in Britain, but there is no special time for the nation's favorite drinks. British people will drink tea all day, whether morning, noon, or night. So in the morning, tea is used during or immediately the breakfast. Like a cup of tea in the afternoon help them stay awake at work. Maybe even though the afternoon is busy, a cup of tea is while working is on way a priority. also the best time of tea is in the mid morning around 11 and or the mid morning around 3.
So, are there any difference between the north and the south in the tea time?
In the north, we have breakfast, dinner, then we have tea time in family. But in the south, we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We don't have tea time.
And what about tea break? Surely this must be a special time for tea.
Wrong again, I'm afraid. Because tea breaks are simply an opportunity to have a rest from work around 10 minutes. And in this time, you can drink whatever you like, and which of course include tea. And this is usually with a small snack, like biscuits for example. And the best time for a tea break is mid morning around 11 or mid afternoon around 3.
In Britain, there are various kinds of tea. So we have Miss Alice Smith, who will tell us some type of tea that's famous at the Roses Tea Shop.
Good afternoon, I'm Alice Smith. I'm a staff of Roses Tea Shop. Now I'm going to introduce to you about the 5 British teas. To be honest, when we talk about tea in Britain, it's impossible to catch them all because of the diversity of tea. Firstly, I'm going to talk about green tea. This tea is fortified with bergamot, citrus fruit, essential oil. The tea has a sweet, sour, and bitter aroma, resembling bergamot oil. Earl Grey was named after British Prime Minister Charles Grey in 1830. The second tea I would like to recommend is English breakfast tea, which is a blend of different black teas, named Assam, Ceylon, and Kenyan. It can be said that this is a very popular tea in the British tea culture. The tea has a strong taste and clear aroma, which is very suitable for drinking with milk and sugar. Thirdly, Assam black tea is an Indian tea known for its rich, motley, and sometimes earthy flavor. Assam tea is usually drank with a little sugar and milk, very suitable for afternoon tea with cakes. Next, the Darjeeling British teas originates from the Darjeeling region of West Bengal in India. It's also known to be Queen Elizabeth's favorite tea. You can choose between the Darjeeling first floor in the spring and the Darjeeling second floor in the summer. Finally, Ceylon tea includes many varieties such as white tea, green tea, oolong tea, and black tea. Among them, Ceylon black tea is the most famous and popular choice for afternoon tea. The taste of standard Ceylon tea is usually strong, slightly sour, and can have a little orange flavor, chocolate flavor, and so on. These are the 5 most popular British teas and the secrets to identify about the both teas. Come to Rose Tea Shop to enjoy the delicious taste of tea.
Of course, we cannot miss the combined food, and Mary Jane here will show us some information about this topic.
Hello, I'm Mary, and now I will show some little things in tea time. To make the tea section more enjoyable, you can have tea with some combined food like scone, sandwich, and many others. The first one, if you love tea time, you will know scone cake and also know a traditional pearl cake. To eat with jam and clotted cream. A scone is a pastry that originated in Scotland, and this type of cake is usually made with the flour, barley flour, and ash. After the cake is baked, it will be covered with glossy oil on top. And this cake is the staple at tea party, and it is often served with a variety of teas such as Darjeeling black teas, local teas, small black teas, and many others. Tea time in Britain, people often eat tiny sweet tiny sandwich called finger sandwich, and the stuff of them can change to your favorite, but they should be always small and easy to hold, and must be eaten in 2 bites. Personally, the bread used is usually white bread with things like and butter inside. The filling is usually with things like fruits such as smoked meat with butter, salmon, sausage, chicken curry, or egg salad. This dish is often served with exotic tea, mint tea, smoked black tea, and many others. So this I introduced. There are many other dishes that they are equally special and unique to have your tea time become happy and sweet.
We come here quite often. We like to chat while drinking tea and eating cake.
I would rather spend time sitting here than go to a crowded or a noisy place like a club or a bar.
Yes, it's quiet and peaceful here, and that is just what we needed.
And most of my friends prefer to relax by enjoying tea while still chatting with each other rather than hanging out in the sun. And by this way, we can share our life stories together.
British people like tradition. I guess tea culture started when the British Empire brought tea from outside the kingdom. Atmosphere in afternoon is so good for tea, and we also like the traditional culture.
Yes, and this is an old culture, and nowadays I can see a lot of teenagers enjoy this traditional culture. Nowadays, the British are drinking more coffee and other drinks. Still, tea is the national favorite. Thank you for watching. I hope this is your cup of tea. Goodbye.